Hello, folks. How are you? Welcome to episode 132. It's been a couple weeks since I've got back to do a podcast, and I'm super excited for this one. This up-and-coming talent out of Pennsylvania down in the United States. This guy is absolutely tearing it up. Fight to win, Copa Podio down in Brazil. Numerous different local competitions. This guy trained out of Studio 84 under Mr. Jay Regalbuto. I always have so much trouble with that goddamn name, but I think I did it okay for you again tonight, Jay. But anyway, folks, this episode, again, sponsored by our friends at maritimemadness.com. Use the code FLA10, save 10%, get some hot sauce, rubs, whatever you need. And support local companies. Super important at this time. Let's get right into it, folks. Again, a talented guy. Just 21 years of age. He's 2-0, fight to win. Went down to Brazil recently and just tore it up at Copa Podio, which is a pretty big promotion. You know, I've been following them for a long time. They're very well known on the international circuit. So he's a black belt killer. He's taking them out one by one and coming for them all. So without further ado, Mr. Steve Joachim, how are you, buddy?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. Thanks again for joining us, man. And I know I say that when black belt killer, I know that's you say that like as in the most respectful way, but
yeah,
you're doing really well, man. Like you're tearing it up. And how have you been?
Man, I've been good. Just submitted another black belt this past weekend, man. It's becoming a hobby.
It is becoming a hobby. What man? And I'm a black belt dude, and let me tell you, when I see purple belts like yourself, 21, I'm 40 years old. When I see someone like you come on the mats, I'm like, oh, okay, great. You know, like it's going to be a really, really tough role, and I'm probably going to get, you know, it's just it's a different level, man. When you got guys who are 21 years old and your size and your athletics. You're a former football player, if I'm correct.
Yeah, just high school.
Yeah, but still in the States, man, high school football, even here it's big, but in the States it's a whole different level, man.
Yeah, you learn how to get beat up real quick.
Yeah. What got you over into combat sports, martial arts?
So I had a tumor in my left leg that I had to get removed and like radiation and everything.
Wow, so cancer.
Yeah, so football was totally out, and my buddy Chris Lewis, who's a black belt in PA under Alex Quintella, dragged me to practice. I didn't want to go. I was like, I made excuses. It was like, oh man, it's a 30-minute drive over the bridge. I don't know if I can make that. It's raining today. Like I would make any excuse. He drugged me there. Man, one practice. I don't think I've missed more than like 2 or 3 days since.
Wow, that's so. Man, you a tumor in your leg.
Yeah, it was like that big, all like gelatin.
Man, so did that going through that? Like you're only 21 years old, so that to me, like that must obviously transition a little bit over to the sport too. Like no quit, kind of. Did it have that effect on you at all, or?
No, I kind of just went with the flow with it. Like I just showed up to radiation. Like same thing with like going to practice. Like you don't want to do it sometimes. Just you got to just keep doing it.
Yeah,
it did mess up my left leg, so it doesn't bend past like 90 degrees.
Oh wow! Jeez.
So I kind of use it like a frame. Like when people try and smash me, I just put my leg there and it doesn't move. It's great.
That is a real good frame, actually. That's interesting. Does that help you in competition?
I mean, I've never been able to like. It's been a part of my jiu-jitsu since day one, so I don't know what it would be like without it. But there's definitely some things I can't do on that side. But there's other stuff I can do with it. You know what I mean? Like sweeps, butterfly sweeps. It's like a spring. It just launches people.
So what was like? Obviously, you fought in Fight to Win a couple times, which everybody knows that when it comes to Fight to Win, they put on incredible shows. They do a fantastic job. They got a really great commentator there.
Oh, dude, he's so smart and handsome.
Yeah, very handsome. Great guy. Great accents, you know.
Yeah.
But what was it like going down in Copa Podio? Am I correct? That was in Brazil, right?
Yeah. It was Florianopolis in Brazil. It was my first time out of the States. It was
like that was like a month ago. Not even. Yeah,
dude. Every day's been going by so quick because I compete every single weekend right now. Like we're about to do American Nationals in the next week or so. So I'm flying out to Dallas. But Copa Podio was definitely cool. I had to cut a lot of weight. I cut like 15 pounds the day before. So it was rough. But once I got there, man, I love jiu-jitsu. I love to compete. So it was just a really cool experience. There wasn't like a crowd or anything.
No. Did you go alone?
No, I went with the owner of Studio 84, Guy Mione. So he's been to Brazil millions of times. You think he has a house in Manaus.
Nice. That was a big help then.
Oh yeah, I like to have someone tell me what to do, and I just show up and compete.
Well, man, that's like going back to guys like Jay and stuff. It's such an important thing. People that know the sport, they have the connections. When they walk in a room, people know who they are. That's a big thing. And I know you've been training. The beautiful thing about you is you're eating it right up, but also you've been training at a high level from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a scary thing, man. Like, you're training with Gordon and all those guys right from the get-go too. You guys go in, like, you're such a tight squad. When we used to do these shows, we would have Ethan and Taz and Nikki came up and competed at one time.
Love those guys.
Yeah, DeBlas and stuff. But like that whole Northeast corner, man, is disgusting in talent.
You throw a rock and you hit a world champ. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we just got like 7 more from Pans this weekend. Like, multiple training partners of mine. I see them like once or twice a week at least. 1 gold, silver. Like we all Northeast is killing it right now.
Yeah, it really is, and it's so our MMA promotion, we can't do shit. We just did a grappling event because grappling is outside the commission. They don't look after anything. So grappling, we were able to pull it off, and we'll probably have to do another grappling until MMA comes back. But it's crazy down in the States. You guys are just going forward as normal. Like, not like it seems like everything is moving forward.
No, they tell us to stop. We're like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like, we don't care. Like, they're trying. Like, they shut down Fight to Win recently.
Did they?
Yeah, like in the last week or so. So
like permanently?
Just in Philly. So, like, they booted them out of Philly. So they're going to Florida, I think.
Yeah.
But, which sucks.
Anything goes, man.
I was trying to get that belt. Those belts look cool.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to get one. I don't think that's coming, I'm sure. So what do you compete? You're open to competing at any kind of weight, I'm sure.
Yeah, man, any weight, anytime. I just like to do it. Like 193 was probably the lightest I've ever been since like 8th grade. But I'm fine with anything. Like I'm like 210 right now, and I'm doing the ultra heavyweight at American Nationals.
Badass.
So,
good for you, man.
Big guys usually suck at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, well, they're slower, man. It's not like a lot of times for sure. And I'm not saying because I get smashed by big guys all the time.
Yeah,
so,
it's horrible. But like going with guys like Gordon, Nikki, like Ethan, especially, they know how to actually pass guard. Like, I have a very good guard for like the local area. Like, local black belts don't really have anything for it. But then you go with those guys. They're literally just floating over you. Like, they're levitating and just passing.
I don't think Ethan even like touches the ground sometimes. Like, he just puts his 2 arms down, and because his hands are so long, he just like jumps from side to side.
He has like bat wings on his lap, so he just flaps those things.
Yes, man. Where are they now? Did they all move now? Like, Gordon sold his house. What?
I know those guys went down to Puerto Rico. And that's going to be a semi-permanent thing. I don't know how long they're staying. I know a couple other guys are going to head down there too.
Yeah, hey man, it's nice down there. Good for them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I get to hold down the fort down here for everybody until they get back.
So we'll get back to them in a sec. Your family, your dad also is a jiu-jitsu guy too. He's a purple belt, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he's a Gracie Baja guy, so they tell him when they get promoted. But he's getting his brown belt in like a week or 2.
Wow, they tell them when they get promoted?
Yeah, he texted me one day and he's like, "Yo, I'm getting my brown belt December 5th." I'm like, "How do you know?" Like, look at his crystal ball.
Yeah,
I think it's because they have like schedules, like they check off boxes and stuff. I don't know. I think
that's right, dude. That's right, too. That's like it's a totally different whole process.
Yeah. I want a surprise.
No, I like the surprise, and I'm kind of. And I shouldn't say I'm disappointed. I just got my black belt maybe like three months ago. Maybe I don't know when.
No, congrats, man.
Thank you, man. But I was waiting for the slap, the belt slap, but I didn't get it. We didn't do it this time. It was more like a club grading, which was awesome. It was really cool and a great experience just to be there with my teammates and people to get graded. But we used to do the slap, and it's weird how things have kind of changed now. No one does it anymore up here. It seems. I don't know.
It's funny you say. I literally told Jay when I was a blue belt, I'm like, "Listen, man, when you give me my purple belt, do not hit me." Do not hit me. Like, I just don't want to get whacked.
Turn around and smash you, man.
He's old, but he would probably still choke the shit out of me.
Dude, he's such a great guy. It's like these ambassadors for the sport. Like to me, that's what it's about. Like, you see how far people like Gordon have came.
Mm-hmm. Not hearing you. You hear me?
There you go. How's that?
Yeah, that's
Sorry
good.
about that, folks. So you talk about Gordon, and like Gordon competed on a show, or not? He came with the Blast on a show I did in Toronto in like 2016. He was like 17 years old, and now you see how far the sport's evolved, and that's exactly like you. Like you can take that exact path, and it's incredible to see like a guy who can go and just grapple and make hundreds of $1,000s a year. It's badass. Yeah. That's what it's about.
I finally convinced my family to just let me do this. So it took a while.
Definitely. Well, here I am, a guy in Nova Scotia, Canada, interviewing you. You know, and
stuff like that.
And not that I'm anybody by any means, but it's cool because people are noticing, right? Like you're doing different things, you're surrounding yourself with the right people. You have a great attitude, which is the key, man. So, there's nothing to fault that for sure. So going to mentors and people like Jay, like, is there anybody, like you were saying, you went down to Brazil with the owner Studio 84. Like, who are people that have got you to this point in your career so far? And yeah.
I mean, all of my training partners definitely make it so much easier, but no one goes up to Jay. Jay's the head honcho. He's the Don Juan. Like, man, I say it to everybody. Like, people who want to get good at jiu-jitsu around here and they're not driving up to New York all the time, just talk to Jay, give him everything you got, and he'll get you somewhere. Like, I showed up to his gym, South Jersey Jiu-Jitsu, when he was teaching the 6 a.m.s there. I think he still does them. But I heard about this big blue belt, Nicky Rod, who did something cool at ADCC trials. I was a big blue belt. I'm like, screw this guy. I'm going to make a name. Nice. I get launched around the mat badly, like horrible. But I had no wrestling because I was at one of those gyms that doesn't stand. So right after that, I looked at Jay and I said, man, I don't care what you need me to do. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. I haven't looked back.
Nice. Smart. That's it, man. That's what it takes. Like, and again, I'm nobody and I'm certainly not a world champion, but like you see all these world champions, like Michael Jordan, he just kept shooting, taking shot after 100, it's just how it is. Hard work, showing up, I don't know how you feel about it, but a lot of the times when I've trained and I don't want to train, there's some, the old cliche, some of your best training sessions you get out of it, right? You feel so good because you pushed yourself through that shitty, whatever it is, hour.
Yeah, I think I drive a lot, like up to New York. Like my shortest drive to practice is like an hour. Like I kind of bounce around to Blasses, Henzo's, then Studio 84. And
where are you? Like, where do you live exactly?
West Deptford, New Jersey. 17 now. I live West Deptford, New Jersey, so it's like South Jersey, but barely. Okay. And I'm kind of like an hour away from everything worth going to. But man, I curse about the entire drive every time to practice. I'm so mad I have to go. And then I get there and I have a great time and I come back, I'm so calm on the drive back.
Yeah.
Especially if they have a shower. If they have a shower, it makes the day way better.
How's it going now? Like, is everything running kind of full? Like, or has things shut down a little bit, or is everybody doing a little bit different? Like here we have bubbles, I guess. But we're pretty safe here.
I'm doing the same thing that we've been doing. I took maybe 2 months off right when COVID hit because there was just nothing to do.
Yeah,
I had mats in my house, so I'd literally just be inviting my friends over to train. Nice. But after that, man, we've been going strong.
So the clubs are open, eh? There's no.
Yeah, they're talking about shutting things down again, but we got some contingency plans. We're not going to train.
Well, man, it's a very hard thing. Like professional athletes or people who are trying to be like. It's like the way I look at it here. It's like the longer this goes on, the longer our scene struggles. Like people are just going to retire. Some people are going to just stop, lose interest. Like myself as a promoter, I'm ready to just like hang it up some days. Like it's just like, Jesus, I just don't care anymore at the time. It's like,
you do everything right, and then they're just like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Yeah.
No, I can make money doing something else instead of growing the scene, you know?
Yeah, I got nothing else for me, man. There's nothing else I can do.
Yeah. So what is grappling industries still tearing it up?
I did one yesterday. Like I just competed yesterday at it.
David, he's a Canadian boy, that guy who owns that, David Aguzzi.
Is he?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him. I like all the guys that are there.
Oh,
I know most of the
great job.
local refs. They're awesome. Awesome people.
Yeah, he's really like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was just saying they're all cool guys.
Yeah, he's done. I think I don't know how many countries he's in. He's in a shit ton of countries. Well, he was. He's in like Europe and Australia and Canada. US.
Yeah, they're balling.
Yeah, he is. But I think now that the IBJJF allows heel hooks,
it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah,
I might win a title or two.
Oh man, like it's just going to change everything. Everybody's because like IBJJF, whether you say it or not, like they're here when it comes to like non-sub only events, I guess, and tournaments. So and once they add that in, and man, if they started doing like sub only stuff,
I'd be in there so quick.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
It's funny you say that. I was literally talking to Tom DeBlas on Instagram like 20 minutes ago about American Nationals. And like I'm tearing it up at all these like sub only events. That's what I like. Like I don't like points. I kind of like to do what I do in the gym and just go for a submission. Mm-hmm. But we were talking about it, like there's only two things worth winning. That's IBJJF World Championships and then ADCC. Like it's the only things that'll make you a name in the sport.
Yeah, for seminars and instructionals and all that kind of stuff for sure. Yeah, American Nationals, they kind of did have a name at one point, it seemed, and even but it seems like it's really kind of died off a little bit. But ADCC with Mo Jassim and DeBlas and Seth and all that crew, like they're just killing it. And,
dude, it was amazing last year. I mean, not last year, whenever it was. I can't even remember.
I don't even
know.
Next
time ADCC, it's going to be like the next ADCC is going to be like 2027 at this point.
But you know what I think? Like, I'm shocked that Mo because they're pretty on the ball and like ahead of the game. Mm-hmm. I'm shocked that they kind of haven't thought about like doing something like the UFC, like a Fight Island kind of thing, like and bringing everybody there, because it's not like money. Like money's not as big as the UFC, but it's they're I think like they're pretty well off. But I don't really know. But I would think they could do that, and it might. But it's just like the payoff in grappling sometimes is just so. Fuck, it's hard to sell stuff for sure.
Yeah, man. I think it's more the trials that are the problem. Like getting these guys, like it's the refs is what a lot of people are telling me. Their refs are very particular. Like no one can do the rule set like their actual refs that are trained just for ADCC.
Interesting.
And if they can't get to trials, they're not doing it. They don't want anything going wrong. They don't want any controversy. They're the best refs in the game, man.
Yeah, that's a great rule set. We just kind of followed that rule set in our last event. It was, but it was sub only for the first 7 minutes, and then overtime points for 3 minutes, and then
I kind of like that better. I don't want more time.
No, well, the thing is, like we always argued because like I hate a butt scooter. Like to me as a promoter, it's like the most boring shit ever. Like right away if you sit down, like at least we have a rule like you have to at least have grips and like making an action before you can pull, right? And it makes it a little bit more legit. But I love the wrestling. The wrestling is just so much more exciting.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I didn't wrestle at all. Like. So I'm really playing catch up with these guys, but I'm training with guys like Nick Rodriguez and stuff like that. So when I do go out and wrestle, it's not anything I'm worried about. But it's so like there's so many people that don't know leg attacks even on the East Coast. Like, and if they know them, they know barely anything. Yeah. So man, when I sit, usually I get a submission within the next minute. So I kind of like sitting down.
Sure, yeah. Well, it's smart game plan, right? Like, and if it's allowed in the rule set, hey man, like the thing is, a tournament's different than like what again, and I'm talking like as a greedy promoter, like I want action, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But fuck, who am I to say? Like the guy who's fighting, he's like, screw you, man. I'm fighting. I'm gonna do what the hell I want. So he, and you got 100% respect and I get that. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, man, how people still at this point, like I can tell, like as soon as I roll with someone who doesn't know lag locks, and by no means am I amazing at them. I'm pretty good at them, but like when it comes to the world stage, I'm really shitty. But it's amazing when you roll with somebody who knows nothing about them. Like
it
just like
adds something, man.
Yeah.
It's literally like you got like your Uno reverse card right here, and you're just waiting to throw it down for when the game gets tight.
Exactly. Like there's so many positions where I'm just like, what? Like there's so many attacks you can do, and I don't know. Like, but then of course, fundamentals, aren't my strong point. Like when it comes to like, I'll let someone again going back to sub only. I'll just let you pass my guard because I don't care.
If there's no points, I'm just gonna rest here for a sec. You can't do anything.
Yeah,
I've kind of had to kick that habit.
What's wrestling? Nicky Rod? What's he doing? Is he modeling Calvin Klein now, or I haven't seen him around lately?
He's been around training, man. He's got a big price tag, and right now with COVID, people aren't willing to pay it.
Yeah. Well, he's a stud, man. He's killing it.
Yeah. He wants last time he told me, he's like, if they're not paying 10 grand, I'm not showing up.
Dude, that's not unheard of in this game. Like that's kind of why I got out of the game. Our last event was like our last like big jiu-jitsu event, like where we were trying to kind of compete with like all those guys, like on that like fight to wins and but that was before Kasai. It was like Polaris, fight to win, and really us, I would have to say. Like they were doing like big shows, and we had like Diego Sanchez come in, and that's Wacker came up and fought against him, Mike Wacker, a New York guy.
Yeah.
And like Ethan was there, fought Nathan Orchard, and
I saw that match. That was a good match.
Bradley Hill versus Taza was another. But so we weren't like, anyway, as we were starting our next show was like, okay, who are we gonna get? And I asked Felipe, and it was like 15, and I think all those guys now are like, hey man, there's people paying them that. That's the crazy thing. So hey, if they're paying them, good for them. Like,
listen, man, if Nicky doesn't want to do it, you got the CVS brand Black Belt Slayer over here. I'll do it for cheap. I'll do it real cheap.
the CVS brand.
Yeah, he told me I need to give him 10% on it, but
there you go. I like that you guys start a tag team.
Yeah, bro, we're nasty together. He breaks people. He just drops them on their heads, and I try and leg lock them.
Yeah, fuck, man, that's a disgusting team right there. Did you see? We did an event before Chael did it. Actually, I'm taking credit. We called it tap or tag. I don't know if you ever thought we put it out, but it didn't get a lot of. It was really kind of a small thing, but it was like tag teams, but on the mats, and so they could tag in and out at any time. It was bananas, man. I'll send you some of the footage after. Oh man,
yes, I would love to do a match like that.
Oh,
I want to do team stuff.
Yeah,
like quintets and stuff like that. Tag teams, they look so cool. And then if I get tired, I can just hang out. Like I feel like I can go with anybody while I got some energy in me. But as soon as I get tired,
it's a hard thing. Once you get tired, that's not a very anxiety kicks in, man. That's where that's like becoming like doing what you're doing is the right thing. Just getting as much time as you competing as much as you can and with high level people. And that's like, I don't compete a ton. I didn't compete enough. I've competed probably, I don't know, probably 5 or 10 times or whatever, but that's it, so I haven't competed a shit ton. I'd like to compete more, but it's an amazing thing when you can get somebody who's really confident and go out there and just do what they do, man, tired or not.
Yeah, man, you do it enough and you just don't feel anything. This past weekend, I actually was a little bit nervous because the guy I had first round is a black belt that I've trained with plenty of times. And dude, when I first started going with Jay, which was like a year and a half ago, this guy abused me like badly, like subbed me like 5-6 times around. And then I didn't see him for maybe like 8-9 months, and we did a training session. And I caught him, and I was like, I was working with guys like Gordon, Ethan. Like, you have to get to a higher level just to even get him around.
Yeah.
So went out there, dude. Everything went my way. Took his back, submitted him, and it was just like I was nervous right before. Like I was like talking to Jay. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I probably can't do that to him. He's just like, listen, shut up and do it. I'm like, all right, fine. We'll see what happens. And man, just Jay knows. Like every time I've not listened to him, I've lost.
Yeah, the power of a coach, man. Like having someone who believes in you and knows exactly what you're capable of. He's sitting there watching you every day.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what you're capable of, man. And that's the thing. Like when you can take that and actually perform, man, a coach is such a powerful thing. You know, I love my coach too. Like I'm just not a great competitor, man. And it's an amazing thing when for a coach when they can see that somebody listen and do well. And but Nick, you know, Jay's proven, you know, so not much more to, I guess, believe than a proven coach, right?
Yeah, Nick's not really around as much, so I took the spot as his prized guy. Like I'm number one now. I took it away from Nick officially. He comes in like once a week, and I just let him know, like I'm the favorite now.
Nice.
But
I love
his
it.
little
You're
brother,
the
his little
t-shirt
brother's
mate.
coming up. Like Jay Rodriguez just started training with us 6 weeks ago,
Oh
and
man,
he's trying to take my spot now, and he
what's
might
he
do
like?
it. He's a monster. He's smaller than Nicky, but dude, his wrestling. If you see them move, they both move exactly. It's annoying. They move exactly the same. Their little feints before they shoot the sweep single. He shoots it on me every day, and I just get flashes to his brother dropping me on his head, and I panic.
How old is he?
Just turned 18. Just graduated high school.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah, and then we got another kid. I told him I wouldn't shout him out because I hate him, but Justin Pack, he's like 145, just turned 18 too. He's probably the toughest kid I've ever met in my life. Like
Really?
we abuse him. Like we're not nice at all. Like we'll slap
Getting
bump with
ready.
each other, and then we see him and we literally try and murder him. But he gives it right back, man. He's gonna be a name that's gonna be popping up soon for sure.
Well, and that's the thing. Like you guys are all just getting so good, and
Yeah.
everyone's getting younger and better, and bigger and stronger, and it's
Mm.
just amazing, man. For the sport, I think it's incredible. Hopefully, we can get you guys on a quintet team or something up there. There's lots of. It seems like there's a lot of events, but I always think like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, but it's actually quite a distance. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm always like, oh, there's lots in. I always see them in New York. There's lots of
Yeah.
quintet or like team events going on, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Hopefully, I'd love to see you guys all on there, man. All you young bucks.
Yeah, and then we'll bring Nicky Rod to just hold the anchor down, like just in case we all lose. We'll be like, Nick, pop in, because
Yeah.
he's still on the team.
When did he compete last? I don't even know.
Dude, it might have been Fight to Win, like right after ADCC the last time. Might have been the Kasai, where he beat all those guys. Like he abused Vinny Magalesh, Kyle Bohm, Cyborg, like just
Was,
abused them.
was that fight to win?
No, that was Kasai.
Yeah,
That was the
because
last time I remember. That's the last thing I remember him doing.
he
But
comes
man,
from
he
like
hasn't stopped. He hasn't stopped training, man. Like he's getting way better than everyone can even imagine. Like it's ridiculous.
he just does he trains in Hendo's, all right?
Yeah, so I go
Okay.
up to Henzo's pretty frequently, and then he comes down to Studio 84 once a week or so, just to get some rounds in with everybody. Because we got good rounds at Studio 84.
Yeah.
Like once New York, once they all have their mass exodus, man, Studio 84 is going to be the spot.
Well, you know, I don't know when they're leaving, but I'm sure it's not going to be too long. You know, I know.
Yeah,
They're
it might be sooner than you think, man. Like it's
yeah,
quick. Like they
yeah,
already got their plane tickets in their hands.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like this whole COVID shit is bananas. I don't know what to think. So again, we're like I guess classified as one of the safest places in the world right now. But
Mm-hmm.
we had 11 cases today. We have like 40 cases total or something.
That's
So
it.
yeah, that's it, man. But if you come here,
I
you
got
have to quarantine for 2 weeks. Yeah, you have that in like
dude.
your apartment building
Yeah, dude. There's 14 cases downstairs in my house, man. COVID's everywhere in Jersey.
14 cases in my house. That's hilarious.
That's why we're good at jujitsu down here. We just catch COVID and fight through it.
Well, man, I can't tell you how many people I've seen that have caught it, and I'm not by any means joking about the severity. I don't fucking know the truth. I don't know what's real. I don't have any idea. But
Mm.
I do know one thing. I've seen a lot of people get it and recover pretty quickly, and now they're
Yeah.
continuing on with their life. And it's just like, wait a minute, my business is shut down, yet people can go to and from another country and come back here. Like they can leave here and go and fight
Yeah.
somewhere else and come back. But I can't.
I did it in Brazil. Like I just
Yeah.
headed out there, came right back.
In Canada, it happened. Man, there's tons of guys going to fight in the States or whatever, and they come back, take a test, negative. Boom, back to life. But no, you can't run your business.
There's not even a test when you come back from Brazil. You just say, see you later, and you're good.
Yeah, that's America, though, man.
Yeah.
You guys do not fuck around down there. It is a different.
No.
Listen, you want to we're putting a toll here. Ha! I bet you are. Not a chance.
Walk around the toll.
That's it, man.
I'd lie if I say I haven't done it. Like, I'm like, I don't have 5 on me today.
Man, I got to say I spent a lot of time in New York City in the Northeast. I've never been to Philly in my life, or Pittsburgh, any of the big cities in Pennsylvania. But like the city of New York, man. Like I've trained quite a few times at not quite a few times, probably 3 or 4 times at Marcelo's when I've been there, but never Henzo's. And it's just something about the city and at Christmas time. I'm very jealous that you get to go there right now. And
dude, it's disgusting. Don't lie to me. I hate New York so much. I put my car in the parking garage and I go right to practice and I leave, man. There's 20 homeless people right on the side of the road, trash everywhere. This guy was throwing up almost on my shoes. I was wearing nice new Crocs and he almost just ruined them for me. Yeah. I don't like the city at all. I'm a suburbs boy.
Well, that's it. It's different, I guess, if you're there all the time, right? But for small town guys like me, like I grew up in a town of like 3,000 people or something. Like our in Halifax here, our biggest city is like 300,000 people or something. So that's like I've traveled my whole life and quite a bit. But New York, man, there's something about it. Gives me the feels.
Before I started like going there all the time, all my trips were me freaking out. I'm in New York. And then I started going like, oh, I got to go to New York. Like, I don't even want to go tomorrow, to be honest. But the rounds are so good, you can't not go.
So who will be there tomorrow?
I'm not sure who's left yet. Ethan's not going to be. I think he's with Gordon. Like, they're already in Puerto Rico.
Oh, they're already gone. Okay.
Yeah, they've been posting. Nikki will probably be there. Craig, Taza.
Frank?
I think.
Frank's still around?
Frank Rosenthal. I know he's still around. I don't know what he's doing. I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
But he's a savage. Like, just ridiculously good.
He is. Yeah. What's the other guy? Frank came up here a couple times and competed, and I don't know. Vinny was a buddy that came.
Oh yeah, Vinny. Vinny's a monster. I haven't seen him either. Gary might be there tomorrow too, but he's hanging around. He's getting ready for an MMA fight and one championship. So he's got gloves on. He's doing like specific rounds with specific people.
Yeah.
But honestly, they're killers.
Yeah, it's an incredible room. I'd love to get down there sometime. I never have, and I'd love to go down and get my licks. I told Jay someday I got to get down there. I really do, and I got to come down and meet him face to face. And there's so many, even like Josh Palmer and like people that I've known for many years in the sport that I've never met. Right, so I got to come down and get my ass kicked by 21-year-old, probably be 22-year-old brown belt by then, but who knows? But any advice for like, again, for me, I'm 40, but it's amazing when I see someone who's young and focused and driven and knows what he wants and he's going to get it. Especially during a time like this where there's a lot of up in there and no one really knows what's going on. Advice for anybody young, how do they get to that same mental attitude and direction, I guess?
Man, you just gotta be ready to do the work. You definitely have to focus more on live training and positional rounds more than drilling. I think if you want to get good quick, you can't just be drilling the same arm bar 100 times.
Yeah.
Like, I drill maybe like once a week at this point. Like, the rest is just all live. Like, just going. We start in a specific position, and then you just go. Like, you're showed a technique, you do it 2 or 3 times, and then you just go live with some of the best guys in the world, find the best guys around. Definitely don't not cross train. A lot of gyms don't like when you cross train with other gyms, man, but you can't get better with the same looks.
That's a bad attitude for sure. Yeah. It's an old school.
I've had coaches like that.
Yeah. Well, I think like it's super important. Like, that's the way you're going to get better. And that's great advice, man. And like that positional sparring and live sparring and like live rounds. That's we do a lot of that too. Like drilling, we do a lot of drilling. I don't think I put the gi on like once a month, maybe.
I like it. I like that.
Like, I hate
gi doesn't work.
I hate it. I vocalize that a lot. Like I hate it, but I have to get better because I never do it. And then I'll go and train with guys like you who are like here, like say he's like a 20-year-old guy or whatever, and he just beats the shit out of me because he's got the grips and I can't get away from him because I like the no-gi where I can kind of slip in and out and kind of be a little bit quicker, right? But it doesn't work in the gi for me. So
dude, I'll tell you, everyone's been asking, like, a lot of people have been asking for like keys to like beat my guard, not me specifically, but just my guard. And I tell them every time, just put a gi on me, man. You'll pass in like 3 seconds.
What was that submission you got at Fight to Win? What was that?
Oh, so I play a lot of that butterfly half guard.
Yeah.
And when guys are, and usually I use it to get under them on legs. But so what I do is I have my right leg kind of like flared out, and I take my foot out of butterfly and put it on their far hip. And you know how like when they have that, people weave their arm in?
Yeah.
Dude, I kind of set up a mirror lock, and he left his arm hanging. So I felt a straight arm bar right there and just cranked it as hard as I could.
You tap quick.
Dude, it popped. Like it was like dislocated, like it popped all the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was cool.
He handled it well, though. He didn't seem to freak out or anything for the.
Yeah, he's an MMA guy. They're fine with it.
Ah, okay. Yeah. He's a big dude. Good for you, man.
Dude, he had 60 pounds on me.
Jesus.
Hefty guy. Couldn't get under him. Like I tried to reach under, and he punched, like literally like face palm me like we were doing combat jiu-jitsu.
Oh, really? Any interest?
We're not doing that again. I'd do combat jiu-jitsu for sure. I practice on Justin Peck. Nah, I definitely want to be the best grappler in the world first, so that might take a while.
Yeah,
but
sure.
With Gordon and Nikki, man, there's not really a need anymore with guys like that actually making like a path for jiu-jitsu guys.
Yeah,
like
very true.
I would do it just because amateur MMA around PA is horrible. Like their jiu-jitsu is god awful, and they can't even punch me on the face in the ground. So I might pull up.
Yeah, that's the rules here. If you're an amateur here, under 3 fights, you can't punch on the ground.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'll only do 3 fights.
Yeah, to me, it's great. Like for promoting and building jiu-jitsu, to me, I think it's fantastic, right? And it gets you, like, if you don't know what you're doing, it kind of saves you from getting your head blasted when you're sitting there and a guy's on mount and knows what he's doing with jiu-jitsu and you don't. You're like a fucking guy, I have no idea. Like the emails we get, man, of people who want to fight, and I'm just like, what? Where?
They say some ridiculous stuff, man. They just go, they're like, I've been bar fighting my whole life. Like, I don't understand it.
I get them who are like, people who are like, I've been fighting I fight in the woods by myself. I train with trees. Like, just, that's it, in trees. And like, I'm ready for my pro debut. And it's just like, what? Like, I'm a black belt and I am still like, what? I don't want to do that. What makes you think you're fucking hitting a tree that you like? Anyway, man, it takes all kinds in this world. I know that if we were all the same, it'd be boring. So,
yeah, man, I need more than trees to get ready for a fight.
Yeah. Well, where can everybody find you on social media and coming up your next match? Where can they tune in?
Yeah, guys, follow me on Instagram at SteveJ_BJJ. Next tournament, man, we're probably going to do every single thing that pops up. I've been doing the last 8 weeks every single weekend. So just go on my Instagram, stay tuned. I keep everybody posted with everything I'm doing. And just get ready for more subs.
There you go. Mic drop, folks. Well, thanks for joining us, man. Hopefully this isn't the last time. I'm sure we'll get to chat with you and bring you on again. And it was a pleasure chatting with you. I love following you, man. So keep doing your thing and keep tearing up the scene. And very proud of you up here in Nova Scotia, Canada, man.
My man, thank you for the support and thank you for having me.
Of course. Anything we can do, be in touch, man. Good luck this weekend and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Be safe, brother. Bye.
All right, man. There you have it, folks. Steve Joachim. Awesome. Great guy. Thanks for joining us, Steve. I didn't mean to yell your name at the end. I was excited. I'm sorry. It's been a first podcast in quite a while. So yeah, episode 132 in the books. Now, before I go, I would like to address something. Last night, I received a message calling me a racial slur. Now, this is the first time in my life I've ever been called a racial slur. And from people at home, they may be like, you're being dramatic or whatever, and I'm not, because it kind of made me realize two things. What it feels like to be called a racial slur and how the person would feel, and B, how ignorant people can become in this time of what's going on with COVID, and no one kind of knows what's going on. People are losing their jobs and money and blah, 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 and taking it out on other people, which is understandable, and that's part of life. Anyway, long story short, I want to say with that, at a 25 events, I've never been called anything more disgusting. I've never been called, all of our events have always been fair, equal, and try to promote equal equality among gender, color, race, whatever it happens to be. So I take a lot of pride in that, and it affected me quite badly today on how I reacted to the situation. But use this time, we're all in this together, so be nice, be kind, and don't be a dick. And our company will always do things the right way, and we have and will always continue to do so. So, just be good to one another out there, folks, and spread love, not hate. All right. We will see you soon. We're out.